Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we want to talk about season 7, episode 1 of Love is Blind. But before we get started, I just want to share a word with you guys from the book of Eve and Faith that states, love is blind and it can take over your mind. What you think is truly love is really not. You need to elevate and find. Now I'm going to let that sit in your spirit. All right. Now we're going to go to get this thing started. So Love is Blind episode 1. I know that Netflix dropped like 4 or 5 episodes. We're going to do episode at a time here. So we're going to drop this episode 1 today, and then we're going to do 2 and then 3, and then keep on going. So Love is Blind. What are my thoughts on Love is Blind? Love is Blind seems to be the type of reality show where everyone gets excited about it, excited to see the ones in the pod, excited to talk to the girls and everything. But I think that the men and the women, both of them need to kind of calm down. I know it's a part of the show to get excited and be excited about love. We all are, right? We all are excited about love and finding love and being in love. But I think that, having a conversation that's going well is something to inspire you. But you don't throw all your chips in because you had a few good days of conversation, because everything can always turn. So you have to prepare yourself for that emotional letdown. You got to prepare yourself for that emotional rise as well. So what I would say is that a lot of the questions that are being asked, referenced, some are good, some are mid, and then some are, shouldn't be discussed. Like, for example, about Alex and Tim. So Tim says that he's often misunderstood. He just wants someone to understand him. He seems pretty serious. He seems like he's there for the right reasons. He really wants to find love. And I like Alex. Alex is bubbly. She's a pretty girl. And the back and forth they were exchanging was pretty good until, Alex went into that, kind of like a depressive type of conversation. Losing a loved one is very important to you. It's very serious to you as a person who's lost that loved one. When you're trying to find love, I don't think that's a conversation that should be at the forefront of things. Talk about something that's upbeat, something that's happy. When you are pursuing someone or you have someone pursue you, you want to make sure that exchange you have is something that is going to be worth pursuing. And you don't want to talk about something that is so near and dear to you to someone who's so strange to you, because they haven't earned that right to have that conversation with you yet. So I think that that's an example that I would give as far as like having those type of conversations. There were a few that were talking about passing of loved ones and just going down like a deeper hole, because what comes to mind in that is that you have the opposite person will have the thought of, okay, you have some healing to do. You're not ready for this process, or you're not ready to be in a relationship because you have healing to do. So you don't want to give that vibe out. So find things that are make you smile, that you want to talk about, things that excite you, that you can talk about, and they can feel your excitement on the end of the wall. But that was right there just wasn't good, not in my opinion. And then we have your boy Nick. Nick is very funny. He's considered to be a charming guy. He's a fast talker. I think Nick brought his real estate version of himself to the show. He has not shown himself, like really shown himself. And as confident as he comes off, as confident as he is, when he was let down by Hannah, it hurt him. It hurt him. So I'm not saying it doesn't hurt to have someone, that you're into not be into you, but it hurt in the look on his face. It looks like he's been there before, like he's been let down before, so it just gave a vibe to me. Like it was a sense of false confidence, that suave, that charm that you see. It's like a sense of false confidence to me. It came off that way. So with Nick, I just think that, he has some growing up to do. He needs to learn to be authentic. He's kind of arrogant and cheesy, coming in with all the, the quick snaps, and then telling the girl that, I knew you played basketball by the sound of your voice. You don't know that by the sound of somebody's voice. Just says a lucky guess, because that's what it was. Sometimes just saying what it is get a lot further that way than trying to be suave or trying to sound a certain kind of way. Just keep it 100. No, Taylor and Garrett had a really nice connection. I was really rooting for them. They had a really nice vibe, with Garrett being a physicist and Taylor, she's in marketing. It's like she doesn't even know anything about that. So, but they were able to connect with the tattoos and everything. I was like, okay, this is good. This is like an opposite attract type of thing. But when Taylor let it slip about her ethnicity, I noticed that Garrett was really cold towards her. At least that's the vibe I got from it. Really cold towards her, unwarranted. I don't think that she deserved that. And then she immediately regretted telling him that. And that's something that we have to be mindful of, that people share things with us that are very near and dear and important to them, but they don't let it out because of that fear of what he did. So I think that because of that, Taylor now she sees him in a different light now. And I see him differently too. I thought he was a cool guy, but the way he did that, just based on her ethnicity, I think it was kind of cold. You know what I'm saying? You like who you like, but it was a better way of doing that than trying to accuse her of being false or accuse her of having ulterior motives coming in. Like, you just don't come out doing it. Oh yeah. So speaking of Hannah and Nick, I like the fact that she listened to the girlfriends in the pod. So Marissa gave her really, really good advice in saying that, hey, this man is not the man of the love of your life. He's not going to be the man you go down the altar with. You just, it's a no for you. And sometimes you need that straightforwardness from people, and it's just more and more people are saying it. So eventually Hannah got the clue. But I don't blame Hannah because it's all in young age. She's 26 years old. She's not really able to identify love, that deep love, the way that she's looking for. So that's why I say some people on this show who are on for the right reasons, and some people who have the hope, but they don't know themselves well enough, or they don't know what they're looking for well enough to be able to identify the needs that they want or the needs that they have. So I think Hannah taking her advice was good, but I do want to talk about also how Marissa's behavior was. Like, now, when I say behavior, like, she was just laughing as she was saying it. And I think it threw Hannah off a little bit, like, why are you laughing? Like, this is my life. Why are you laughing? And it wasn't anything like, it wasn't to say that Marissa was being disrespectful. It was just, she was laughing because it's so obvious to her. And this is just something that we do, is that when we laugh and we're explaining something to you that you may not get, it just means it's clear and obvious to us. It's not meant to disrespect. So I know Hannah probably felt that way, but she still took the advice nonetheless. And I think that's the bigger picture. But yeah, so her, now having Leo as one, and I hope Leo goes that route instead of the route with Brittany, because Brittany came out saying, hey, I'm a trophy wife. And then she switched it up and said that if she wanted to marry somebody for money, that she would have done it a long time ago. Now, to me, I think that she's manipulating the situation a little bit, but I also think that Brittany is doing all this and waiting for Leo to see her, and then he's just being all with her, and just be like, oh, I'll take care of you. I'll do whatever you want me to do. I think that's what the vibe she's looking for, because it probably worked for her in the past. But I think Leo also needs to keep a lid on his finances, man. He came on a show saying, hey, I don't want to talk about finances because I'm afraid, women are going to like me for just my money. But every time the picture pans on him, he's talking about something financial. He's talking about how he got his money, what he's going through to get the money. Like, it's a lot, so at some point it sounds like you're bragging. At some point, you just got to put that away and just focus on the girls, getting to know them, and stop talking about your finances so much, because you yourself said that you don't want to talk about finances. So I just don't understand why we're still having that conversation. In a weird way, Tyler and Ashley A seems cool, but I don't like how much Tyler's just agreeing with everything she says. I don't think that that's healthy. I think if you're a man and a woman, it's important for you guys to have some differences. I don't think that you should argue all 24/7. I'm not saying that at all, but it's important for you to have some differences. What do you stand for? And it's hard to tell what Tyler stands for because he's so agreeable to everything. Like he's agreeing to, switching passwords, which is nothing is wrong with that if that's what you want to do. It's not agreeable, too agreeable to 50-50, when it comes to that. Like it's just different conversations that's taking place with him and Ashley A, where he's really coming out as like just too agreeable, But if that's truly him, my hat off to him. I salute him. Tell me what you guys think about the Ashley A and Tyler situation. And another thing is that a lot of these people don't know what they're coming on for. You have Garrett saying he's trying to find himself, trying to find out what it is he's looking for and what he needs in order to move forward. You have Jason saying that someone is too old. Now, I'm not saying that we can't, we have to stay with what we want and we can't move forward. But I think it's important to just be open to what other people have to offer and to see what they have to offer, because saying somebody's too old, that's your preference and you can go with that. But to me, it just seems like if dating is so hard, if people are complaining about how hard it is to date someone that's suitable, some of these things we're going to have to bend on, because times are not like the old times. Like you just can't go to one person, see they don't have it, and go to the next, see they don't have it, go to the next. So some of these things you have to bend on. Some people don't feel like they should have to bend. But if that's the case, you have to be really, really patient, because you can't expect it to happen overnight. So, but my thing is that, him saying that she was so too old, I don't know. The age difference could have been a little bit much, but to say that out loud, like some of these things, some of the statements that they make, it wouldn't be bad if they didn't say it out loud. So there's a lot of that going on. And lastly, I want to talk about the advice that Tyler gave Leo, and I think it was really solid. Tyler told Leo, hey, we need something different. If we could get the same thing we got outside, why couldn't we just get that outside? So the whole purpose of this process is to find something different than what you're normally attracted to, personality wise or otherwise. So I think that really hit home. I think that was good for Leo to hear, and hopefully it'll help him to steer him away from Brittany, because he's leaning towards Brittany more so than Hannah, but it's definitely better for him to go with Hannah than Brittany. So we'll see how that turns out. But that does it for today's episode 1. And tomorrow we'll do episode 2, see how that goes. And until next time, oh yeah, man, before I do this, I gotta say this because it's been on my heart, it's been on my spirit. What's going on with Ramsey's hair? I'm really trying to understand what that's about. Now, if someone can, explain it to me, maybe it's a cultural thing, maybe it's a personal thing, I don't know. But I'm just curious, because it was a tough watch on that one. So with that being said, guys, I'll see you guys next time. It's your boy Black. Peace.
Black, 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 black.